Grace and peace, family. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Ma'at hotep. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women just like you. We know we got some brothers in the digital building, and we're so pleased that you are with us today. As you come in, just a little bit of housekeeping before we get into our most interesting topic. As you come in, please come in giving us a thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share, dear family. I'm so pleased that you're with us today, family. Also, make sure that you text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Again, text the word Queens to 31996. Don't forget, we want you, if you're interested in building your own business and learning from intelligent, expert Black people at a reasonable rate, check us out at FlyNubianBusiness.com. We're about solutions on this platform. Somebody Black talk Black to me. These are actionable things. These are things that you can take action on in order to build a better Black future for you, your family, and your people. Somebody Black talk Black to me. Taking a little drink of water right here from my amazing Fly Nubian Queen mug that you can get at shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com. Now, we're done with the commercials for now. We'll get back to it in just a moment. How about that, family? Somebody Black talk Black to me. Don't trip, family. When you have these white supremacist mainstream organizations that always selling you stuff left and right, you don't get mad at that. And with you, you're building their future. You're paying their mortgages off. You're paying off their second and third and fourth and 15th house. Somebody talk Black to me. You're sending their little white supremacist children to schools. You paying their tuition. Lord have mercy. You pay their tuition. You are underwriting your open enemy. You are underwriting the one that steals from you, that disenfranchise you, that defrauds you. So I know nobody on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, and that's a part of intelligent Black society, gets upset when Black folk offer you something for a reasonable fact to bless your Black life. Lord have mercy. And yes, there must be an exchange in business. You want us to do good, right, family? If not, you slave, go sit down. If you don't slave, sit down, slave. I don't know why I'm on that today. That ain't even the subject. But y'all know I move by the Spirit too. But don't be getting mad when they have commercials with them trying to get you to buy a $30,000 car. And if you don't post comments, and if you're not registering your complaints with white supremacist organizations whose children you put through college and whose funds you are blessing for the next 30, 40, 50, and 60 years on out. Yes, we believe in divine exchange. Somebody Black talk Black to me. And I believe that Black businesses and organizations must level up. We must do a job of becoming expert and excellence in everything that we do. But you give us some time, because the white supremacists is good at what they do because you helped to perfect it for 500 years. Somebody Black talk Black to me. I don't know why I'm on this right now. This ain't even the subject. But somebody needs to hear this. Y'all see them little posts and stuff people put on social media. I don't know who needs to hear this. That's what I'm saying to you. I don't know who needs to hear this. But you help perfect white supremacist businesses and then want to compare Black businesses to white supremacist business that you help build. You better go sit down. And then want to say somebody's defrauding somebody. Meanwhile, you're dealing with Corona and don't have extra dollars. Court in session. Meanwhile, you're dealing with Corona. And some of you that was running your mouth about people that have their businesses and stuff, you trying to get an extra stream of income going because all of your hopes and dreams, all of your destiny was tied to your open enemy. I'm not here to endorse bona fide pimps and hustlers, but I can't use some of y'all's metrics for calling certain people hustlers and pimps and stuff. I mean, bless your heart. Let me tell y'all this quick story. I had some leftover material. This is a true story. Had some leftover material from another project that I had some time back. I contacted my mother and I asked her, I said, can you make some masks, some cotton masks? Because you all do know that that's what the CDC recommendation is now. Now, I don't put all my hopes and dreams with the CDC either. But don't forget, in the beginning, everybody was saying don't use masks, period. Now they're telling regular folk, use your cotton mask out and about, right? And of course, common sense will tell you, while it may not be the most effective in the worst of circumstances and environment for sickness, common sense tell you it may do some good because there's a little bit of a barrier there, right? So I said, okay, let's do that. The mask was what? $7, $4 shipping and handling. Guess what? Gave someone some money to go out, send it to the post office, to the closest one near us. Guess what? The shipping and handling was about $7 and almost $8. How much did I say that the mask was? Trying to be a blessing. So we just donated basically every dollar, practically majority of the money, just on shipping and handling. Now, one little precious little sister happened to put a little comment on there. And when she saw it was $7 plus shipping and handling, bless her little sweet, little precious, little sweet, little precious heart, she said, how many masks do you get for $7? Lord have mercy. Lord, I'm going to let that soak in. This is a place for intelligent Black people. Let that soak in real fast, family, before we get on this subject today. We're getting ready to talk about a white supremacist feminut. Somebody say feminut, not feminist. I heard that word through Black media. Not feminists, feminuts. Somebody talk Black to me. Somebody say, I paid $3 for shipping and handling online. Well, baby, I don't know nothing about that. Based on where I am right now in Corona land, a woman that you're looking at that's legally disabled and suffers from an autoimmune disease, somebody talk Black to me. And what was within the store that was within proximity, and the individuals I had to contact to send it out for me, so I don't have to go there directly. I try to go out as little as possible. Every now and then I'm forced to. Somebody talk Black to me. That's how much they charged. So I donated all that. All that was a miracle, a blessing for you. Whoever, when we sold out. So the blessed little precious sister put a comment on there. She said, how many masks am I going to get for $7? With a straight face. All I'm trying to say is shift, Black family. Somebody say shift. If we live in a universe that's made by the Creator, some of you call Mother, Father, God. Some of you call Allah. Some of you call Yah. Some of you call Yahweh. Some of you call Yahweh. Some of you call the universe. And if the leaves are abundant that's on the tree, it's not 5 leaves on a big old oak tree. It's not one little grain of sand on the sea and on the beach. It's not a drop of rain when it rains. It's not a teaspoon of water in an ocean. Lord have mercy. The universe is our university. I've said that a lot, and I'm going to continue to say it. Somebody say the universe is our university, which means that we are students. We learn from creation. Shout out to you, Joseph, for your gift. Joseph says the news say that the virus is killing us. Family, run with the Vicki show. Joseph, I love you. Thank you for supporting us. Run with the Vicki show. I'm going to get on that in a minute a little bit, Joseph. I may hit on it in a minute, but I briefly talked about that yesterday. Shift with me, baby. Because what I'm telling you is Black news too. Shift with me. Shift with me. You're missing the blessing of what I'm saying right now. Will you shift with me right now? Can y'all shift with me? You miss out when you don't stay in the flow. See, that's what you're missing about the universe. That's what you miss about blessings and revelation. I love my brother. Thank you for supporting Black media. But I'm telling everybody this, and I'm telling myself this, because see, when you don't stay in the moment and somebody is talking about one thing and you on something else, baby, you missed the blessing that I just gave you that might bless you today in 5 minutes or 5 years from now. What I'm saying might not even bless you. It may bless your children who you can't get to during Corona. You're watching the Vicki show on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. You can tell this is not Rachel Maddow. You can tell this ain't no Don Lemon on CNN. You know I'm not nobody Sean Hannity from Fox News. I'm trying to bless you with the flow. Anybody that follows my show knows that I'm always talking about manifold ways your open enemy endeavors to kill you. I stay on such subjects, and I discuss things that lead up to it, and I discuss things that promote an environment whereby Black death thrives. So just hang out with me, baby. Thank you for the heads up, beloved. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. I know, thank you all for your patience. Yesterday, you all saw where they was blocking my shows. Last week, they've been blocking shows. Folks was complaining they're not getting notifications, but not only that, they didn't even show any numbers for a long time for the show yesterday. They ended up putting some kind of a disclaimer or something attached to my show. So we made some adjustments and some different things like that. So a few of the numbers finally showed up. So thank you for your patience, family. We're going to continue to press on. You know how these other new platforms try to prevent, frustrate, and foil what we're doing, which is why we admonish you to please connect with us at our actual website at flynubianqueen.com. Make sure you're subscribed to our website at flynubianqueen.com. That way we're in direct contact with you. Also, text the word Queens to 31996. That way you're a part of our phone list. You understand what I'm saying? Now, Vicki, get on with the subject today. I'm not going to go off on the sister who said how many masks you're going to get for $7 whole. Black folks, level up. It starts with the mind. The first thing is stop saying everything is too much. Stop saying what I would never pay for. You know what? You're right. You'll never pay for nothing like that because you ain't never going to get that kind of money. Somebody talk Black to me. So don't ever wonder why you don't get more money when you have a mindset of cheapness. Baby, I don't care that I may be dealing with a serious medical illness that pertains to one of my major organs. I don't care about the so-called haters putting out misinformation and stuff. Or say it, so-and-so is broke and stuff. That don't bother me, baby. I'm going to, whatever I have, I'm going to use to the best of my ability and level all the way up. And when you're faithful over a few, it's written out, make your ruler over many. Baby, you can't never stop my glow up, grow up, or come up. Because I'm focused on my tribe. I'm not trying to be nobody else's nothing. Lord have mercy. Shout out to you, Eugene, for your gift. May your gift be returned back to you 1,000-fold. I hope what I just said helped to bless your life. I love y'all. I love y'all. And we can't be so into our feelings, Black family, that we miss the blessing. That we miss the blessing. Are y'all hearing me today? Vicki, get on with the get on. Okay, here we go, family. This is what I posted today. This is what we're getting ready to talk about for real. Do you all see this absolutely unremarkable female? I'm not specifically just talking about her looks. But you know, I don't put our open enemy in the same category with everybody else. I just want to be clear about that too. Somebody talk Black to me. Do you all see this unremarkable female? Let's talk about it. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I couldn't believe this. Actually, that's not true. I actually could believe this. So this article today that I want us to discuss, family, is amazing. I titled today's article on my Instagram page. By the way, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. I titled today's show Rabid Feminist. Somebody say feminut. Did y'all put feminut in the thing? I missed that. Darlene said, is that a female? Allegedly. Darlene said, is that a female? One of our moderators said, is that a female? Allegedly. Allegedly. I did look her up. Y'all know how I do. I did look her up. I did read about the fact that she's a writer. She's a rabid feminist. She's done some freelance work, for example, for like the Guardian newspapers and some other stuff. So allegedly. So I just have to go off of that right now. Allegedly. I know that's not much evidence, you know, at first glance. Now, Dual, our moderator, is just all up in my spirit. Dual got Becky. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love Black media. Do you all know that we're in extraordinary times? Do you all know that we are in extraordinary times? Thank you, Hill, for your gift. Do you all know that we are in absolutely extraordinary times? Some of you all may be saying, well, how can you say extraordinary times when all this stuff is going on with us and now with the world? Let me tell you something. In the most difficult of circumstances, when it's darkest, that is the best time to create and to tap in to the invisible so that you are able to discern and to see and take advantage of opportunities even in darkness. Somebody say feminine. Somebody say feminine. Watch this. So I said, Rabid Feminist says calling her Becky is a slur. This white woman is mad because we call her a version of the word Becky. Thank you, Joseph. Joseph, thank you, my sister. Love you back, beloved. Listen. So now, apparently, white women are getting big mad. I'm going to tell you who she is. Are getting big mad. And again, she's a writer. She's a freelance writer. She's done some stuff for the Guardian newspaper, which is, it's a well-known global European newspaper. And she got the nerve to say that calling her a form of Becky, we're finna get ready to get into it. She's just say the word Becky, for the British is the same as calling them Carrie, because I'm going to read you an article. Shout out to Atlanta Black Star, who wrote this a few days ago, where they said, the title of this one, I'm reading from Atlanta Black Star. Their title says, white feminists suggest use of Karen is slur against women. Let me tell y'all something. In other words, in America, you know how we call privileged white supremacist women Becky? But first of all, let's just clear this up. When Black women call you Becky, that's a way for us to be respectful so that we don't call you BITCHs, so that we don't call you hoes, cave women, beasts. We try to avoid calling you devil. So out of a sign of even a level of respect for our open enemy who kills us, who lies on us, who lynches us, who lies on our men, who tries to beat us, take advantage of us, exploit us. Somebody talk black to me. This is actually a way for us to still exist in a space close to you and still show you for whatever reason, a level of respect. Because we're still a civilized people and we understand that our full realization of Black liberation based on freedom, justice, and equity, we know it's unfolding as we speak. So we are careful as it's written, meaning we try to be judicious, discerning, discreet, classy, methodical in how we move in the world. So the way we show you respect is by calling you Becky. It's by calling you Becky. But what Becky understands are these white racist, white supremacists, white fragilists. What they know is they know when we call them that, it's not a slur. It's an appropriate identifier of them as white supremacists and oppressors. And we do it so smooth. How many of you all grew up where you were able to take medicine, some medicine, not all of it, not the other day what we were talking about, the cod liver oil and what is the other one? Castor oil and stuff. Remember I told you I was listening to another member of the Black media, Tariq Nasheed, and he was talking about how he was in, I think he was talking about growing up in Alabama or somewhere. I know I'm from Mississippi. So I was bearing witness to some of what he said and how I grew up. Listen, we know those medicines was just disgusting. That's why I told you I had a lemon and a peppermint on hand. Watch this. But there are some medicines that have a sweetness to it. It kind of tastes like candy to make the medicine bearable, right? Watch this. Watch this. Where was I going with this? Let me pull this back up. So in naming you Karen, in naming you Becky, you understand what I'm saying? That's a sweet way. That's a classy way. Without cussing you out and coming off like a Cardi B type. We're still getting our point across without cussing you out. And every other word that we say is B, ho, 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 ho. You know, some other name like that, even though you might deserve that. But we understand we're on enemy lines. Vicki, get to the article. Watch this. Watch this. Thumbs up, family. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Now watch this. Julie Bindle. Lord have mercy. Julie Bindle. That's her name, is Bindle. Bindle. Y'all see her? Excuse me. Let me angle this right. Julie Bindle. Watch this. Is widely known for her activism in women's rights and gender equality. Watch this. Let me go back. I done skipped something. It says Julie is known. Yeah, I said that right. Watch this. Still, when Bindle attempted through social media to push the idea of Karen as a form of misogyny, the internet was not having it. Many online often use Karen to describe white privilege. Again, we're dealing with the Brit. So a similar word in terms of American, we call y'all Becky over here mostly, right, family? It says dictionary.com defines caring as a mocking slang term for an entitled, obnoxious, middle-aged white woman. The term, which is generally featured in memes, gives a stereotype of a white woman with a blonde bob haircut who will ask to speak to retail and restaurant managers to voice complaints or make demands, according to the Urban Dictionary. Shout out to you, Janet. Karen came into use in 2018 as a way to shed light on discriminatory and injurious power differentials between blacks and whites. I'm going to say it again for intelligent black people. Karen, or Becky, came into use in 2018. Of course, we've been using Becky way before then, as a way to shed light on discriminatory and injurious power differentials between blacks and whites. So that's why she's mad. It's not because it's misogynist. You can't say it's misogynist when black women are the ones that named you. I need somebody black to talk black to me. How you gonna say it's misogynist when black women are the one that gave you that name? Seeing that we are the mothers of civilization, seeing that no people on the planet came here except through and by us, I need somebody black to talk black to me. You will receive the names that we give you. I need somebody black to talk black to me. Don't matter if you don't like your name. I called you that for a reason. I'm your mama. Karen, Becky, Allie, Ashley, Christine, Maddie. Somebody say Maddie. Julia, Kate, Madison. Y'all play too much. How about Madison? Caitlin, Jenny. Oh, Jenny. Taylor, Morgan, you will receive what I call you. And you will not complain about it. And you will not only not lie and say that it's misogynist, it don't stop there, y'all. Let me read you her exact tweet. I'm going to put that article aside because, you know me, I had to go. I had, of course, earlier. I had to tweet about this. Girl, sit down with your funny looking self. There's always a level of activism, no matter what subject I'm talking about, even if it's tweeting. Her funny looking self. On the count of three, for those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button while I pull this up. On the count of three, for those of you that haven't, please hit the thumbs up button and make sure that you hit the notification bell. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Watch this. I'm going straight to my Twitter page. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And hit that notification bell. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Okay, here we go. So this is the tweet that Miss Bindle, Julia Bindle, put out. Y'all see that? So here's what she just put out. This was on the 5th, so this just happened. She goes, does anyone else think the Karen slur is women hating and based on class prejudice? Y'all see that? Julie said, does anyone else think the Karen slur is woman hating and based on class prejudice? No, Maddie, Gabby, Morgan, Taylor, Laura. Yes, thank y'all. Emma. Nobody thinks that but you. That is the most caring thing. Her response to that, as the sister said, her response to that is the most caring thing you can say. The fact that she said that is white privilege. Y'all know where I'm going with this. Why is it, family, that this is not woman hating? Why is it that this is not class prejudice? And why is it that she was absolutely wrong to claim that that is a slur? As a white woman, you next to the white man are the most privileged entity crawling around on our planet. So the idea that you would say that's a slur is you trying to force yourself, you who are 465-year-old oppressors, you're trying to now force yourself to pretend like you are the oppressed. Y'all want to be oppressed so bad. Y'all want our status so bad because you want to alleviate that burden of reparations and justice. You want to be absolved of 5 centuries worth of sin and savagery against us. You want to so bad to be a victim also, so it'll look like you are one of us too, or look like you an oppressed person too, or you got it hard out here for a pimp too, so that white folk don't look so bad. We see the tricks that you're trying to run, and it ain't going to happen. It's not going to work. Let me help you understand something today with your little unremarkable self. With your unremarkable self. 1,000 of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. Thumbs up, family. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. Thank you so much, because we want to help to draw other folk into our amazing podcast. Listen. The reason why I'm taking time on this subject today is because these types of tweets that have a lot, folks like her that are journalists, that are activists, that have large platforms, these types of mindsets are broadcast and they gain momentum when nobody pulls these weeds out that's trying to grow in the midst of our black garden. You got to have somebody to help nip this in the bud before it grows and before it gains momentum. We're happy to do the job. Somebody said Penelope. Somebody said Penelope, okay? Penelope. Watch this. We're going to nip this in the bud because we refuse to allow this type of white supremacist mindset to grow like coronavirus. Penelope, you will take whatever name we give you, and you will enjoy being called Becky. Lord have mercy. You will go sit your funny looking self down somewhere and say, Mother, I will accept and respect whatever reprimanding you give me, whatever identifier, whatever moniker, whatever appellation, whatever label, whatever title, because you could be trying to take me out of here. You could be trying to prosecute me. But you're not doing that. Shout out to you, Silent D Production. That's right. That's right. You will enjoy being called Penelope. You will receive being called Madeline and Kate and Hannah. Somebody say Hannah. If that's your name, sis, you know we ain't talking about you. You the exception. If you happen to be black and you happen to be Allie, y'all know we ain't talking about you. We could be calling you other names. But even in our oppression, we show a level of class and civilized behavior. But again, you don't want to be called that because you know being called that accurately. Somebody say accurately. You know that being called that accurately describes your white supremacist position. You know it accurately describes your white privilege position. And so you're trying to shake that off because you want to masquerade as if being a white female is somehow a minority class. You all do know that affirmative action, some of the greatest benefactors of the affirmative action are white women. You all do know that. That large number of white women benefit from affirmative action. That's why you're mad, because you know even without calling you the B word, even without calling you all kinds of other names, this appropriately identifies you. So you finna enjoy what we call you today. You finna accept this name with joy, and with a peace in your heart. You about to run around here with some peace. Somebody talk black to me. Somebody talk black to me. You have peace. How do you know you have peace? Because I said you got some peace. Somebody talk black to me. You have peace in your heart being called Becky and Annie and Jenny and Taylor and Julia and Penelope. You've got peace, little girl. Somebody talk black to me. You will relish. You will thrive. You will be thankful and grateful. All of the love and light you feel has everything to do with the fact that the fly Nubian queen, Vicki, has chosen to give me the name Becky. Honor your mother and your father with your unremarkable self. Honor your mother and father. Honor the name. How many of y'all know what's written in scripture in the book of Genesis? Y'all know we always got to go to church. Vicki, I know y'all was saying, Vicki, you're a spiritualist. Vicki, you're a student of religion. So why are you often refer to different things in scripture? I told you, because there's nuggets in scripture. It's not about being religious. It's about being intelligent. Lord have mercy. It's about knowing how to crack the codes and understanding the spiritual algorithms that is pertinent and relevant to your life now. Shout out to you, Spook TV, for your gift. May your gift be returned back to you 1,000-fold. Did y'all hear what I just said? Watch this. You got to go to the scripture on some stuff to make stuff make sense. And I know because a lot of you all grew up in, Methodist churches, Catholic churches, Baptist churches. And even if you didn't, some of you are still familiar with certain scriptures. Watch this. Let me see if I can find it. I thought I had it ready. Watch this. I do. Genesis chapter 2, about verse 19. Watch this. How many of you all remember that in Genesis chapter 2, I'm reading from the NIV version. Listen, it says, now the Lord God had formed out of the ground all the wild animals and all the birds in the sky. See, we can call you a number of names, Becky, that we can glean from. Animals. But we try to be civilized in how we refer to our open enemy, seeing that we're still behind enemy lines and trying to navigate. Somebody talk black to me. Thumbs up, family. Watch this. Watch this. It says, now the Lord had formed out of the ground all the wild animals and all the birds in the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. Somebody say what he would name them. Let's go to church. He brought them to him to see what he would name them. And whatever the man called each living creature. Y'all need to follow me today. Whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. Lord, y'all better get y'all Bibles. I'm trying to give you some insight into the goings on of the day. I'm trying to show Becky and Karen and them where you are in scripture. Somebody say Braylon. Braylon. Somebody talk black. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. That's right, hair like fine wool. That is the book of genetics. I've talked about that before, how the word Genesis comes from the word genes. It's got the word genes involved in it. Watch this. Watch this. So like it's written, like it is written. I'm going to say that again. You can go find this yourself. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. So the man, verse 20, so the man gave names to all the livestock, the birds in the sky and all the wild animals. You don't want us to go there with it. So you will, whatever we name you is what you're going to be called today. Honor your mother and father. Now, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. Watch this. Let me get on with the get on. I want to get some perspective on this. Remember, she's an activist. She's a writer, women's rights, gender equality, all this stuff. Okay. Watch this, watch this, watch this. This English radical feminist writer sought to begin a new campaign in protest against its original use. The 56-year-old co-founder of the law group Justice for Women believed the reference alludes to sexism for women, sexism, and acts as a basis for class prejudice. Now, what you're going to do is this. I know somebody somewhere told you were smart. We haven't accused you of that, so we're not going to go based off of whoever told you that, whoever lodged that allegation against you of being intelligent and all that. We haven't been able to verify that reality. In fact, we feel it's perhaps the opposite, but nevertheless, I always like to warn our black bootlicks that are out there that go through college and universities. And that's a wonderful thing when you use your intelligence to bless your people, when you use your wisdom and your knowledge to progress Black society. Yes, that's right. Whoever just said that. Gretchen. Somebody say Gretchen. 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 Watch this. Some of our black bootlicks often, when they get educated and stuff, they don't have any desire to do anything for Black society as a whole. Their hopes and dreams is working in the White House and being Joe Biden's new press secretary. Those of you that are considered to be academics, the learned class. Some kind of way you guys go to college and university, you learn certain words and you start to invert that knowledge. In other words, you misuse it. It goes in the wrong way. It doesn't help anybody. You try to be diplomatic about manure. You try to be profound about foolishness. And then you get mad at folk like me who have the pulse of Black society, the pulse of the Black grassroots. When I'm able to bust through, you trying to be profound about feces. Lord have mercy. You trying to be deep about boo-boo. I need somebody Black to talk Black to me. I'm trying to be classy without using the most vulgar term. So you get mad at me when I tell you that no matter how many deep words you try to use and how many references from the thesaurus that you pull from, we still catch you in the middle of the nothingness of it all. It's the nothingness of it all. Imogene. So you try to be profound and fluffy, and you try to embellish. The ratchet. The uncivilized behavior. Y'all get so deep, Dr. Mark Lamont Hill. You get so happy that you're a professor somewhere. You get so happy that Fox News and CNN let you on, even though CNN, fired Mark Lamont Hill. But you get so deep in your little education and your titles that you start doing hit pieces called Is Malcolm X Gay? You see how you misuse your wisdom? You misuse the knowledge that you got against your own people? Thumbs up, family. Be sure to like, be sure to share. I want to tell you something here. Let me tell you something. Because we're going to put a stop to that madness. Watch this. I wanted to remind you of something. And I know you are like, Vicki, you are always taking us back. Yes, because we have to put stuff in historical context. Somebody say historical context. We have to put stuff in historical context, which is why I will always refer to things that I've taught you and mentioned to you in the past. How many of you all remember this piece by writer Kirsten Willis about what this Black female professor revealed some months back? How many of you all remember me talking on a number of occasions about Stephanie E. Jones Rogers? She's an associate professor of history at UC Berkeley. How many of you all remember showing you this beautiful picture of this melanin queen? This Professor Stephanie Jones Rogers, where she did a piece revealing the startling truth that white women made up 40% of slave owners for this particular decade in this particular census that she was able to prove. How many of you all remember that? Priscilla. Y'all got some good ones. Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up. Like and share. And don't forget, tomorrow is when I'm officially starting, yay, Club Vicki, my mastermind class, clubvicki.com. Clubvicki.com. Go to clubvicki.com, see the rock bottom price there, where I'm going to be discussing life-changing truths in a very intimate setting with VIP folk. And I think that you are going to be blessed by it. Again, that's clubvicki.com. Clubvicki.com. Listen, there's no better time, family, to get yourself involved in stuff like this during the time where you're being quarantined and you're having to do the inner work. This is the best time to do those things. Watch this. Remember what I told you that our sister broke this down? A set of data uncovered. You all know I'm going to bring this back to your remembrance. Y'all know it's a different subject, different day. I bring you all kind of receipts. But there are some things that's not out there enough. And so because I said it one time, it's not enough. Agatha. Y'all got some good ones. Missy. Thumbs up, listen. A set of data uncovered by University of California, Berkeley professor reveals Southern white women. See, this is a good way you're supposed to use your knowledge, professors. You see how this sister used her knowledge? The sister used her knowledge to bust Becky. I need somebody black. Luann and Edith. Talking about you don't want to be called Karen or Becky. Well, we'll call you these other names then. But I already prophesied to you a few minutes ago, you will enjoy, you will maintain peace by whatever we decide to call you today. When I want you guys to get ready to listen to what the professor uncovered. And I want to remind you of what Becky and Matilda and them did. So you'll know why she's going to have peace with what we call you today. We're talking about white supremacists, though. Somebody said we're talking about those that are enjoying white privilege today. You're going to enjoy this, Matilda. 1,200 of you in the chat. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like. Be sure to share. Be sure to share. You're going around calling us Shaquita all the time. Keisha and stuff. And that's exactly what we are, who we are. But you all made that a slur, an epithet. Before I read this, I want to write. You all know I give you all a simple hashtag that shuts down everything. Hashtag 464. 465, excuse me. Hashtag 465. Somebody please put it in the chat. Hashtag 465, Kirsten. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Kirsten. How many of y'all? Somebody put hashtag 465. The reason it is an impossibility that you could be slurred in a way that's tantamount to us. I'm talking about intimacy right now. I'm talking about Matilda, Gretchen, Allison, and Chrissy, Kate, Madison, Beth, Caitlin, Jenny, and Taylor. I'm talking about y'all, and I'm talking about honorary immigrant status folk, LGBTQ folk, and other groups who want a special status in this country and butt in line before us. Watch this. Watch this. Let me help you understand something. Matilda, my dear, 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 dear Gretchen, it is an impossibility. Somebody say impossible. It is implausible. It is more than improbable. It is impossible, Donna. It's impossible for you to actually have a legitimate slur. Somebody please put hashtag 464. So it's 465. You know I'm going to connect the dots. Evan said, connect the dots. Queen sister. You know that's all I know how to do. The best I can. With the help of y'all, the Most High and the ancestors. Somebody talk black to me. Annabelle. Y'all coming up with some good ones. We're going to have to write a book together. The Black family getting ready to write a book. Watch this. Annabelle. Watch this. It is an impossibility that there is a slur that's suitable for you. Why? Let's keep it real short. You don't even have to be deep. You don't have to be a professor. Listen. 465, that's all you ever have to remember, Black family. Anytime antibody, not anybody, antibody tries to steal Black status so as to alleviate their oppressive status, so as to benefit off of what's really due us. Hortensia. I know some Black folks with that name. Kendall. Let's put the whole KKK in there. Who's a KKK family? Y'all know who it is. Anybody that know anything about the Vicki show, y'all know full well who the KKK is. Chloe, Courtney, and Kim. Remember, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the white man's last trick is his woman. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that great leader and founder of the Nation of Islam nearly a century ago, he said a long time ago that the white man's last trick is his woman. We see that manifested in the Trump administration. What's that horrible and unfortunate looking woman, Buffy, name, Trump's senior counselor? I'm always on her too. What's her name? Kellyanne Conway. What's the root word of Conway? What's the root word of Conway? This is from the Victionary. Family, if anybody in the chat wants to know what the Victionary is, please help them. I don't have time to answer all those questions today. Watch this. What's the root word of Conway? It's all Black to me. Edna. Listen. What's the root word of Conway? Kellyanne. God, you can't get more. Kellyanne. You see how they're willing to be the face of white supremacy? Laura Ingraham on Fox News, how they have Trump's back. This is what I want to tell the Black feminists. I love my Black sisters. We do know that there are some issues in the Black community where, yes, there might be some of our brothers that take it too far with us. And they think that they have license to mistreat us because of our feminine attributes. We're going to deal with a lot of that. I'm not here endorsing that foolishness. Watch this. I don't believe in that. You all can tell with my personality that I'm not going to be existing in no kind of marriage or circumstance or situation like that. However, people with narrow vision don't get the bigger picture, where they try to conscript Black women into white women's wars with their own men. You starting to take up white feminist talking points that ain't got nothing to do with us right now, Charlotte. Unlike your man, her man is the one that's responsible. She and her man together, responsible for our 465-year oppression. So don't act like the brothers are comparable to them in any way. Let me help you understand something. The Laura Ingrams of the world, the Kellyanne Conways of the world, all these different white women that go out there that have Trump's back, Trump's own wife, the third one, they are backing a man. Even that doctor, what's her name, the white lady who stands by him now? What's her name? Dr. Bree or something? Is it a B? B-R-I-X? What's that white lady's name right now? She's standing up there like she's one of the coronavirus experts. Let me see if I'm right about her name. I may not be. Yes, Dr. Briggs. That's her name, B-R-I-X. Dr. Briggs. Watch this. Let me see if I can get her picture up here. Y'all give me a minute. Thumbs up, family. Be sure to like and share. Y'all see this lady? How many of you all keep seeing this white lady right here stand up there next to Trump every time he gets ready to use these press conferences as a rally, as a Trump rally? to a lot of y'all. Look at this. She gets up there, Dr. Bree. She uses, this is supposed to be your leading medical experts that's guiding the entire country. She gets up there and talks about, did you all hear yesterday say how her daughter called her freaking out because her little bitty grandbaby had 105-degree temperature? And this Dr. Bree said that she said, I'm the doctor, but she was trying to calm her daughter down so that she could get her daughter, I guess, to pay attention to certain things was going on with her heart and her body or whatever. And the lady said that she couldn't go see her because she was concerned about the president, about Trump. She wanted to make sure that she wouldn't have to infect Trump. So she, instead of going and checking on her own grandchild for the larger purposes of white supremacy, let the little girl suffer. Don't take a chance on going to see even her own grandchild because Trump serves a larger purpose for white supremacy and she don't want to infect the president. Let me get back to this other point. I want you sisters to understand something, how they stay on code. 53% of white women voted for Donald Trump. An even larger number of the so-called evangelicals voted for. Right? Watch this. Donald Trump is a credibly alleged rapist. In addition to the credible charges and allegations against him by a number of women for sexual misconduct, for rape, and a bunch of other stuff, his own wife, one of his wives, in a legal deposition under oath, I ain't gonna never stop saying that, said he raped her. Donald Trump told us on an Access Hollywood video how he sexually assaults women. So we can put aside all of the allegations against him. We can just take Trump's own word for it. Shout out to you, Linwood. But yet these white women still stand up there and call him Mr. President. Donald Trump, who had to pay back millions of dollars to the U.S. government after it sued him for racially discriminating against black folk with him and his daddy's real estate company. They overlook all of that and still call him sir and tell him what an amazing job he's doing. Trump, who's got more baby daddies than any Tyrone could ever have. Trump, who is a bona fide and legitimate loser, but he comes off as a winner because he is a thief. Trump, who can't even read good, talk good, look good. These white women stand next to him and still pretend like they're not watching and looking at a whole pile of boo-boo. But y'all want to sit here and talk about how bad a brother is? Y'all talk black to me. It does not mean we don't hold our men accountable. It does not mean you need to marry the lowest of the low in our community. It does not mean that you have to connect yourself and be a partner with somebody that's trifling. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm just trying to tell you, when it comes down to them maintaining power, they still respect this man. This man who is said to have paid more than 10 women, more than 10, paying for 10 different abortions where he done got women pregnant and had all them different women get abortions. This man who's got more baby daddies than anybody you know of. This loser. This man that called for the death of innocent black men. These white women still cape for him. They still are very deferential to him. But you all still show him a level of respect. You don't refer to him about so-and-so's baby daddy and calling them the wretched of the earth. Watch this. When he himself and those of his ilk are the ones that are responsible for putting us as a community in the conditions that we're in. Do you all see how they stay on code? So don't you ever ask me why I ride for mines. I did say mines. M-I-N-E-S. I know it's not supposed to be plural. I know it's supposed to be singular, but it sounds better right now for this point that I'm making, mines. That's from the dictionary. Are y'all hearing me today? They understand how to maintain power. Let's get back to this article to prove my point. Thumbs up, family. 1,200 plus of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. Don't forget I'm here weekday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget to check out our store at shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com. I don't know why more you brothers are not talking about how horrible and terrible and what a failure Donald Trump is. We know white supremacy is a lie every day of our lives just looking at Donald Trump. That's the best they got. White supremacy, believing that white folks are inherently better than us. We know that's a lie. Every time we have to listen to this fool, Trump. And the issue is not the fool, Trump. The issue is everybody else around Trump and all of America that still supports this nut and still pretends like they don't smell the boo-boo. Ain't that something? You see how everybody's still pretending like Trump is amazing and reasonable and decent and that he actually knows how to do something good at all? Yes, this con, this real criminal. And when you look at the number of lives that were lost because of his inaction and his administration's inaction, some people will legitimately call him a killer. His actions were homicidal because of his deep incompetence. He was a loser in school. White privilege had to get him out of that situation. His daddy had to get him out of the situation. He didn't start no business, brothers, from the ground up. He doesn't have your brilliance. He doesn't have the privilege of your black mind, bruh. His daddy gave him millions of dollars for his start. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Families ought to have so much money that your children shouldn't have to struggle. But I'm just trying to get you all to see that he didn't come up by himself. He didn't think of nothing. Systems, institutions, people, places, and things were the ones that connected the dots and put him on. He doesn't have your swag, bruh. And white women still thinks that Trump is manifesting a form of power. But it's the lowest kind of power. It's the most wretched, the most savage kind, and they respect it. They respect that savage. They respect that critically alleged rapist. They respect that racist. They see all of that as excusable, y'all. And y'all don't think I'm going to ride for mines? You got to be out your mind. And we're building the black society. We're building black empires. Yes, and Joe Biden. Notice, y'all know Joe Biden is a freak. Y'all know that this man has exhibited all kinds of predatory behaviors. But you got more black women. Hello? No disrespect. Mayor Keisha Bottoms of Atlanta. Congressman Clyburn. What's the black man who just came out today? Oh my God. What's the black man who just came out today and said that he's endorsing the one that got beat up on the bridge, Pettis Bridge? Y'all, I'm tripping. Help me, black family. I know I'm talking to intelligent black people. Y'all know when I forget stuff, I need y'all to come run through because y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all know I ain't lying. What's his name, family? Y'all gonna make me have to look this up. John Lewis, y'all, thank you, black family. John Lewis. He's come out now and endorsed him. Now watch this. Meanwhile, Obama distances himself from Minister Farrakhan, and there are no kind of allegations out there with the minister kissing up on little girls in the mouth and stuff, being lovey-dovey, and these other allegations that are out here about the freak daddiness of the predatory behaviors of Joe Biden. But black folk overlook that. But these same black folks distance themselves from revolutionary black men who don't go around bragging about getting beat up at a bridge 600 years ago. Yes, they call Joe Biden touchy-feely. He's very empathetic. Isn't that what they say about him? But y'all don't want me to ride for mines? You got Simone Sanders linebacking for racist Joe Biden, who is responsible for the modern day prison industrial complex. You got her full-blown linebacking with all of her beautiful body. She shuffled all of that body around to lineback a non-threatening, non-dairy protester of Joe Biden's. Simone Sanders comes out and publicly rebukes black men. A year ago, I did a show on it and said she was tired of the unsolicited opinions of black men. But here she is supporting someone that's responsible for the undoing of black people. This freak, this what appears to be a credibly alleged predator. This white man who also was responsible. What's my sister's name? The black woman, Anita Hill. He's responsible as a Democrat for Anita Hill receiving a lot of the disrespect that she got when she accused Clarence Thomas of sexual harassment. I don't feel no kind of way about her telling the truth on that funny looking fool on the Supreme Court. Anytime you a coon and a bootleg, you get all, whatever you got coming to you. Let an enemy be dealt with like an enemy. Go sit your funny looking self down. You all know that I'm not sitting here talking about any kind of violence for any slow enemy that would try to misconstrue my words. But when he got rebuked, he deserved that. But Joe Biden did all that. But some kind of way, black folks managed to overlook all that. And it ain't like Joe Biden is out there talking about reparations. It ain't like Joe Biden is out there talking about a specific black economic plan. It's not like Joe Biden is out there talking about a real, a bona fide substantive piece of legislation and policy agenda that he's going to push to undo all of the hell that he did. You don't hear Joe Biden out there talking about and demanding the release of black men who are disproportionately locked up and likely suffering from coronavirus in prison because they cannot legally or lawfully quarantine themselves. Do you see him using his presidential campaign and his platform to do that? But yet and still you got these funny looking black folk that's defending them, but you gonna sit here and get mad when I ride for mines? You better go sit your funny looking self down somewhere, slave. Y'all love Bill Clinton. You know full well that he was showing all kinds of signs of being a freak and a predator. Even your beloved Kennedy. Y'all knew he was a freak. But it's amazing how history doesn't say nothing about that for real, for real. Y'all got more to say about R. Kelly than you do all of these other folk that exert power over your people. You are disproportionately spending your time on him and very little on your open enemy. Lisa said, Black Queen, love Vicki, love you back. Thumbs up, family. 1,300 plus of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Watch this. Watch this. Let me get back to this article real quick. Watch this. Let me get back to this article. Thank you, Pamela. Pamela, you know what I'm talking about for blessing my personal cash app. Thank you so much, sis. May your precious seed be blessed. Watch this. Let me get back to my article. What was I saying? Because I want you to, remember I told Becky will enjoy the names we give her. Why? Because this is what Becky does, and this is who Becky is right here. Watch this. What did our sister expose? Remember, I was talking about this professor, Stephanie E. Jones Rogers. Remember this sister here, right? Professor, associate professor of history at UC Berkeley, right? Guess what she found? In case you forgot. She describes the February 2019 release. She did a book. Her book, by the way, is called They Were Her Property: White Women as Slave Owners in the American South. Again, the name of her book is They Were Her Property: White Women as Slave Owners in the American South. That's in that excerpt for this article that I'm reading, the book title. Watch this. And that link is in the chat. Watch this. She explains in this regional study, she says, it says here, a regional study that draws upon formerly enslaved people's testimony to dramatically reshape current understandings of white women's economic relationships to slavery. Y'all listen. What this means is that their identities as white Southern women are tied to the actual or the possible ownership of other people, she said, according to history.com. I'm going to say it again. This is a place for intelligent Black people, as Dr. Boyce would say. She says, what this means is, that means white women owning slaves. Watch this. Watch this. She explains again that their very identities as white Southern women are tied to the actual or the possible ownership of other people. Think about that dichotomy. Think about that contrast, family. That one people's enslavement means the freedom of another. Our enslavement ensured the prosperity and the freedom of this country. Watch this. Her book also notes that owning enslaved Africans served as white women's primary source of wealth. I'm going to say that again. Now you understand why the Kellyanne Conways, Kellyanne, the Laura Ingrams of Fox News, the Dr. Bricks, all of these different white women, Susan Collins, you know that white senator, she's the one that went on ahead and voted. She was the determining vote that went on ahead and voted for Brett Kavanaugh. She was the one that kept supporting Trump while she's pretending like she's somehow a moderate white Republican. Baby, when it comes down to power, they ride for rapist and racist. Watch this. Her book also notes that owning enslaved Africans served as white women's primary source of wealth. That means that they benefit from our oppression. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if Tuesday she gets choked up because you got your butt beat, Black man and Black woman. It doesn't matter if Wednesday you got 40 lashes minus one on your back. Comes Friday. Somebody talk Black to me. She's all right. Those tears are dried up by then because the checks are coming in. But you want to sit there and talk about brothers and you, my brothers and sisters. We got to make sure everybody, you better go sit your funny looking self down. And then you wondering why we losing. Because you helping them win. Lord have mercy. Oh, that's a good word. It's not even because of all the work they doing out there on the field. It's you helping them win. God have mercy today. Did y'all hear what I just said? We're still wondering why our open enemy is winning. They're not winning. And I don't even know what all the terms for football and basketball and baseball and all that stuff is. Y'all gonna have to help me today, brothers and sisters. Because I know there's some sisters that like sports too. I don't care nothing for it. That's just a notch or two under a terrorist attack as far as I'm concerned. Most of the sports. Watch this. I got something in my eye. And that's why I keep flipping my hair today on this side. Is to get that piece of hair out. For those of you that are wondering, why does she keep flinging her hair? Somebody talk black to me. When I get a whole staff that can do my hair and a makeup artist. And people that get my clothes together for me. People that help me producing and writing and coming up with stories. Then you get to ask me why I'm doing all this. Somebody talk black to me. That's a side note. Vicki, get off of that. Back to Matilda. Back to Melissa. Back to Gretchen. Watch this. That's why they ride for theirs. Somebody said touchdown. Thank you. On the field, have y'all ever seen, and I don't even know, y'all help me understand this. I don't even know. I don't even know. It's possible. I don't know. How many of you all have ever watched a football game, a basketball game? What is it, baseball or something that black folks dominate in? And you find out that one particular team won is not even because they were the ones that was making all the shots, but the other team accidentally, or the other team was running up and down the court and ended up putting the ball in the wrong basket, and it helped to give the other team the points. Somebody y'all black to me. Did you all hear what I just said? That's what black folks are doing. You team A, their team B, and you making shots and you doing free throws and 3-pointers. What else is called? You getting points for the other side, fool. We're right now we're enemies. Right now we're opponents. You looking out for them. White people are winning because we're helping them win against us. It's not because of their own brilliance. They have jobs because of you, black men. Every time you are bouncing up and down that field, that court with that basketball, you're making sure that white attorneys, white managers, white umpires, white coaches. What's the other the one that calls the shots in sports? The umpire, coach, not the coach. What's this called? What's this called? The people that tell you if a game is going. Referee. The referees are mostly white. The coaches are mostly white. Your agents are mostly white. The attorneys are mostly white. The owners are mostly white. None of them would be employed except for you, black man and black woman. Somebody talk black to me. You're helping them win. And you keep helping them win because you never take seriously, let's for real, start our own league. I know it's not something that can be done overnight, but it's never going to be done if you never take it seriously and you never start to invest in that way. And then because you, once again, 20 more years, because you didn't do nothing for 20 years, then 20 years later, when somebody talk about it, you're not willing to do it because you've invested so much in white sports and white ownerships because over the years, you've refused to even seriously consider investing in yourself. The same with music. Thumbs up, family. You're helping your open enemy win. They could get back onto this program today. Get back on this article. Listen, we're talking about Becky, right? We're talking about Gretchen. We're talking about Matilda. Sit your funny looking self down. What did she say? She said that their very identities as white Southern women are tied to the actual or possible ownership of other people. Our captivity, our enslavement ensured their prosperity and their ownership and their freedom. Watch this. What else did she say? She said that owning enslaved Africans served as white women's primary source of wealth. Plus, she says, owning a large number of enslaved people reportedly made women better marital material. Y'all play too much. Y'all play too much. I'm going to say that again. She's also, they said, plus owning a large number of enslaved people reportedly made women better marriage material. Even though a lot of white women, Miss Anns of the world back in the day, the lady of the house, she was unfortunate looking. She was unremarkable in every way. What made her attractive and sexy to her man, y'all, are y'all ready for this? Was the number of slaves she owned. Y'all play too much. All of a sudden, Gretchen looked good. Are y'all hearing me today? So our 465 years of enslavement and oppression makes it impossible for there to be a slur for you. I don't call you out your names like the B word and stuff. But some would say you really legitimately that. Don't black to me. I'm not calling you that. I'm just saying it don't mean you're not that. Lord have mercy. Because I don't call you that don't mean you're not that. I'm just saying. So to show a level of high class and to show a level of high civilization while we're behind enemy lines, while we're on enemy lines, we call you Becky. And you will be all right about it. Thumbs up, family. I'm almost finished. Thumbs up, family. Please hit that notification bell. Please hit that notification bell on the count of 3 for those of you that haven't. I'm going to keep reading. On the count of 3 for those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button. Thumbs up, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you, D, for your gift. Thumbs up, family. Watch this. Watch this. Once wed, the article says, white women were said to have fought and frequently won the right to continue to have ownership over their enslaved Africans, not handing over ownership to their husbands. Did y'all hear what I said? Y'all play too much. Yes, they looking homely, Vanita. Homely looking, unfortunate looking. Notwithstanding that, what made them sexy was their slaves. What made them a good catch? Somebody talk black to me. Watch this. Jones Rogers, the professor, she's quoted as saying, for them, slavery was their freedom. Keep reading, Vicki. She gives specific examples of, for example, of George Washington's wife. In Virginia, 1759, George is said to have possibly owned around 18 people. But his wife, one of the richest women in the state, owned 84 and dramatically increased the local slave population. So George Washington, who America still celebrates, and who we call a likely pedophile, killer, murderer, slaveholder, America celebrates those kinds. He leveled up. How did the George Washingtons of the world level up? He had a little puny 18 slaves. Compared to the woman he married who had 84. arguing that women are trained to be engaged in the slave industry at a young age, Jones Rogers stated that their exposure to the slave market is not something that begins in adulthood. This is the reason why you hear the Dr. Boyce Watkins of the world say that your children need to know how to start a business at a very young age, while your children need to be going through the business school right now. In fact, I would say you should be going through it at quarantine. I'm not saying he's saying this. I'm saying that I think it's a good idea that your babies right now. You don't have to know this, daddy, mama. You all are scared that you don't know enough to teach your children. You don't have to know us enough. All you need to know about is a few little dollars every month to put them through this. And let the Black experts teach them this. Why do I say that? Because of this reason. Their exposure to the slave market is not something that begins in adulthood. It begins in their homes when they're little girls, sometimes infants, when they're given enslaved people as gifts. Now, how many times have I done a show and I did a podcast showing you young Black girls, did a podcast on this not too long ago, where young white boys, her classmates, told her to kill herself, you ugly Black bee. Who's teaching this little monster this? You sitting up there teaching your babies forgive and forget. And they're being slain and murdered and killed. And the little white kids are learning a lesson from somebody. Where did that little white classmate of this little Black girl who killed herself learn, kill yourself, you little Black bee? Somebody Black talk Black to me. Watch this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, family, Vicki Dillard. And don't forget, tomorrow, my mastermind class should officially start. When you sign up, you're going to get a special link for the time. I think it's 9 Eastern. 9 Eastern. Clubvicki.com. Clubvicki.com for the details. This is the best time to take that class so that you can start doing the inner work. I think it's going to bless your life. Watch this. Watch this. She says, what again? That their exposure to the slave market sometimes began not just in adulthood, right? They were little girls, sometimes infants, when they were given enslaved people as gifts. Watch this. She demonstrates in her book, including interviews from formerly enslaved people conducted in the 1930s through the New Deal Agency, Works Progress Administration. One formerly enslaved woman said children would ruthlessly beat enslaved people. So see, some of you Black family don't believe we're at war. And that's why it's important that you teach your children the nature of their open enemy so that they don't take their word for nothing. See, had that little girl known that that little racist white boy was the equivalent to a snake, she would have known not to take the word of that little savage entity. Somebody talk Black to me. If her little mom and daddy had taught her that they're that little racist child, that little racist classmates, when they say little ugly things, that they're not to be listened to. If that little Black child had known the true nature of their enemy, she would have known not to take the word of this little unidentified flying object. Agatha. Again, we're talking about the white supremacist. We're talking about the white fragilicist. I'm almost done. Watch this. Watch this. It says it didn't matter whether the child was large or small. They always beat you till the blood ran down. That was a direct quote from one of the formerly enslaved, information that she conducted, stuff that she was able to cull from the 1930s through the New Deal Agency, Works Progress Administration. You better teach your babies that we're at war. Not that they should start and initiate violence, but they better protect themselves. That you teach your babies so that we can start our own businesses, support each other, teach our own children, have our own companies and organizations. Even if we have to start small, it's our own. Watch this. She goes on. once they came of age. I'm going to keep reminding you of this. I'll never stop. White women also reportedly got involved in the slave market. Okay, I already gave you that information, didn't I? Aside from beating slaves once they owned, white women bought, sold, and sought out their return. So it wasn't just little sweet Matilda. It wasn't just sweet Miss Ann that's just telling her husband, just let him run. Just let him go to the north. He gave us 50 years of his life. Leave him alone. No, she was the one that was sitting out the paddy wagon. Shout out to you, Candy. She said, yes, Queen, we still respect them and stay classy by calling them Becky. Watch this. And when I'm talking about staying classy, because that's who we are, we're classy women. Watch this. We know that soon they won't rule over us. We know that there is a changing of the guards and there's a changing of the gods and goddesses that's underway. We're getting ready to take over. And the God himself and the universe, the weather, creation is involved. And the righteous take over. What does that mean, the righteous take over? That means we're going to rule by freedom, justice, and equality. That means those who stole us, those who oppressed us, enslaved us, mistreat us, they're no longer going to be dictating our lives and running the different estates. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the different types of estates. Estates of society. Y'all talk black to me. Are y'all hearing me today? The different states of society. That's right, Brooke. Whether it's the legislature, the judiciary, the executive, the press, economics or business, and then the consumers. These are different, what they call the 6 estates. And a lot of times, have you all heard them say the 4th estate? A lot lately, the 4th estate refers to the press. Somebody say shout out to the new black media. Are y'all hearing me today? Watch this. Watch this. Let me get back to this article. It says, as the women got pregnant and had their own families, they reportedly orchestrated sexual assault between enslaved people so that enslaved black women could be available to nurse white women's children. I need you all to absorb that. Some of you might be new to my platform and to the Vicki Show and Fly Nubian Queen, so you may not have heard these very real statistics, but I got to give you the historical context. So when you find out modern stories of black men that are being set up and have been set up right now, shows we've done in our day where white girls have lied, you can see how they use their tears as their weapons. Till today. Again, we're talking about the racist, the white supremacist female. We're talking about the one that's openly and actively working against us and pretending like she's harmless and that she's a friend or an ally. Those are the ones I'm referring to. Did you all hear what I said? I said, as they got pregnant and had their own families, they reportedly orchestrate sexual assaults between enslaved people so that enslaved black women could be available to nurse white women's children. What does that mean? It means that white women would set up white women, black women getting raped to ensure she got pregnant so that she would be available to be a wet nurse. In other words, for those of you that don't know what a wet nurse is, that's when a black woman, because she's pregnant, obviously her breast would be full of milk. They would want the black woman to be impregnated by rape to ensure that her breasts were full so that she can nurture their children. I need y'all to talk black to me because our milk is different from theirs. But what kind of a sick person would do something like that? We're talking about the facts. If this makes you upset, get mad at your mamas, because your mamas is the one that did this. Somebody talk black to me. Your mamas is the ones that did this. I said is the one. Come on, somebody talk black to me. That's from the dictionary. Get mad at your aunties. Nelly. Thank you, Marvin. Nelly. This is in addition to tearing enslaved women's bodies away from them so that they could use white women's children, so they can nurse white women's children and avoid becoming, as Jones Rogers stated, one white woman slave owner said, a slave to her children. So white women were deadbeat moms, some of them. Why do I say that? Because according to this professor, she says that one white woman slave owner said that she felt like she was a slave to her children because she had to nurse her own child. There are instances in which formerly enslaved people did, in fact, say that their mistresses either sanctioned acts of sexual violence against them that were perpetrated at the hands of white men, or that they orchestrated instances of sexual violence between two enslaved people that they owned in hopes of producing children from those acts of sexual violence. Did y'all catch that? This is what we need white women to apologize for. We need reparations for that too. I had to go there with that because I was just disgusted and beside myself when I read about this funny looking Becky, Karen, by the name of Julie Bindel, this writer and activist who feels like the word Karen is a slur. Y'all don't ever forget. Say it very simply and respectfully if you ever come across anything near that lie. Hashtag 465 years. That's how long we've been oppressed. Tell them that they don't have that history. It's impossible for you all to experience a slur. And stop trying so hard to be an oppressed people. I know you don't want to look like you're as bad as you are, but it's just too bad. Somebody say, cut the check while you're at it. Cut the check. That's reparations. Get a black economic policy now. Cease and desist mistreating us. So I decided to call this out to show once again the very fact that this white lady wants to pretend like calling her Becky or calling her Karen is a slur. It's further evidence of white privilege just by making that statement. We enjoin you. We encourage you to go sit your funny looking self down. I got to go, family. Love you to pieces. Make sure you check out my Instagram page at Vicki X Dillard because you will see other exciting things that I'm doing and I've got coming up. I'm so excited. So connect there so that way when I do a post and I've got other things going on, you will be aware of it there. Also, make sure that you're subscribed to FlyNewbeingQueen.com. Don't forget, if you haven't already, sign up to my amazing mastermind class that I believe officially starts tomorrow. You'll get a link once you sign up, so you'll know for sure everything. That's at clubvicki.com. That's clubvicki.com. Candy, thank you so much. She said, I can't watch your show without giving. Oh, thank you. She says, your show touches my soul. Oh, you're so precious, Queen. Thank you for your gift. She said, I wish I could give more. Well, I bless your seed, beloved. I bless your seed 1,000-fold. Thank you, Ben, for your gift. Ben says, what is your cash app, Miss Vicki? My moderator should have it in there. It's the $ OPW Vicki, VICKI, but they'll give you that information, Ben. Thank you for asking. And thank you so much, dear family, for your love, for your support for this network, as well as for me personally. I love you to pieces. I came to you in peace. I leave you in the same manner. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Ma'at hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved.